Hello, welcome to the Good News Network. And my name is Chad Carroll, and I'm here to present to you today, this day in history. So this day in history on September 17th, 100 years ago today, the National Football League was founded in Canton, Ohio by 15 men who showed up at an automobile dealer showroom following World War I and the Spanish flu pandemic. There was a hunger for things to return to normal. Does that sound familiar? The men representing 10 football franchises in the Midwestern states answered the call to start a league. Only 2 survive to this day. The Ranson Cardinals, now the Arizona Cardinals, and George Haus's team, the Bears, which moved to Chicago. It was Hollis who soon after made a motion to change the name of the association to something pithier, the National Football League. Thinking back to meet that day in Canton, Ohio, I'm pretty sure none of us had the remotest idea what we were starting. Hollis said, celebrating the 50th anniversary in 1970. Besides Hollis, the most memorable name in present was Jim Thorpe, the famed Olympian athlete, who was now the Canton Bulldogs star halfback. The team's owner, Ralph Hay, owned the car dealership and called the meeting that day. A $100 fee was required to join the association, and Thorpe was unanimously named president, was instructed to form a committee to work with the lawyer on the Constitution, bylaws, and the rules of the association. Look how they got started right there, guys. Right there. The National Football League got started. A silver cup was donated as a prize for the team who won the association's championship. This gave all of us the feeling we were involved in a project that had dignity and stability, quote unquote, Hollis recalled. Less than 3 miles away sits the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where Thorpe and Hollis are today enshrined. A block from where the fateful meeting was held on decorated pylons that are part of the New Canton Centennial Plaza, the names of every man who ever played in the NFL during the first 100 years, more than 25,000 of them are inscribed. And across the street from the former car dealership is the new mural depicting the meeting. Thursday night, the NFL will mark the anniversary during the televised game. Check out the NFL video tribute to 100 years from 1920. The mural photo copyright is the artist Derek Rosick, LLC. The opening of the new 2-acre park and outdoor gathering space in Canton called Centennial Plaza has been postponed due to COVID-19 situation. It features 2 stages, a 60-foot video screen and cafe. Along the engraved player's name, visitors will be able to use cell phones to access digital information about any player listed. The park is expected to open to the public in October. The 11 player recognition pylons, 1 for each decade, will be dedicated this week during halftime at Thursday's national broadcast of the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals. Along the route between the NFL Hall of Fame, only 3 miles away, a new public art walking called The 11, quote unquote. The chronicles of 11 greatest moments in pro football history. 9 of the works are finished, including the commemoration of the 1967 Ice Bowl Super Bowl at Green Bay's frigid -19 below Lambeau Field. Another commemorative, the draft, with Burt Bell, the founder of the Philadelphia Eagles, and later NFL commissioner, who in 1936 came up with the idea for the draft. So let's check the video out, guys, and see what that's all about. Compliments of YouTube.
We have to produce. We're only here because we win, period. And when we lose, we're gone. Therefore, we have to win. And we only want winners.
United States, he gives to Amici and the ball.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing.
There's a gleam, men. Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Let's get the gleam.
Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day.
They're killing me, Wiley. They're killing me.
In this madness, spinning round and round.
What the hell's going on out here?
I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Some people say faith is a childish game.
I like this kind of party.
Play on children like it's Christmas Day.
Randall flattened at the 10, but throws the ball to Charles for a touchdown. Caught by Clark. Touchdown for the 49ers.
He looks and throws in zone, touchdown! Touchdown!
Was this the final game on the sideline for a great coach, Bill Walsh?
Getting chills up my body. Nothing like seeing great plays. I love Barry Sanders.
When you think of his career, we're going to think of a lot of tremendous performances, but I think tonight's going to rank very close to the top.
I knew my dad would want me to play, and I know he was watching tonight.
Don't ever forget, you are never alone. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue.
Quite simply, tonight is the most significant New Orleans Saints game ever.
Snap ball down. Kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It's good. And the Patriots are world champions again. Yes, it's a dynasty.
First black quarterback to start a Super Bowl, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Nobody can ever tell you that you couldn't do it, because you did it.
If you want to crown them, then crown them. But they are who we thought they were.
His arm went forward, the ball didn't.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Jim Marshall is running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way.
You play to win the game.
He ran right to the back of Brandon Moore.
Put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
It's Leon left. No!
Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Oh, this fumble. Amazing.
It's my quarterback.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Will the next person that sees anybody throw anything onto this field, point them out, or get them out of here? You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
He looks, he throws. Reed, touchdown. Unbelievable.
He's got to be the sickest man in America.
Mm. Look at that. Out of there. Go Dolphins. I used to be a Dolphins fan, baby. Go Miami.
When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries.
You like that? Do your job.
Can't wait.
Just win, baby.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Marcus Allen.
Moves to the right. It goes directly to Clement. Reverses it. And the pass goes into the end zone. Touchdown by Nick Foles.
This one's for John. This one's for Pat.
We going to Disney. Interception! Woo! Look at that catch. A 100 years, baby.
If you don't dream about it, it'll never happen. You dream about things. You think you can, you'll be able to do it.
Amen, brother. All right. Thanks for watching that with me. That was awesome. Let's get some more good news. Also in this day in history, Ken Kesey was born, the American author of The One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and the member of the psychedelic literary posse, the Merry Pranksters, 1935 to 2001. The first Space Shuttle Enterprise was unveiled by NASA with the cast of the TV Star Trek Present after a write-in campaign succeeded in changing the name from the Constitution. The Camp David Accords were signed by Israel and Egypt in 1978. Also on this day in history, Vanessa Williams was crowned the first Black Miss America in 1983. North Korea and South Korea, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Micronesia joined the United Nations in 1991. The last Russian troops departed from Poland in 1993. Also on this day in history, Heather Whitestone of Alabama became the first deaf woman crowned Miss America 1994. Northern Ireland's main Protestant party joined peace talks and bringing together all the players for the first time in 1997. President Clinton lifted a 50-year restrictions trade on travel and banking with North Korea in 1999. And on this date in 2011, Occupy Wall Street movement began in Zuccotti Park in the heart of New York financial district. Within weeks, encampments sprang up around the world to join the protests against social and economic inequality for the 99%. Some lasting and positive direct action did result. And happy 74th birthday to legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson, who won an amazing 11 national basketball titles as a coach, 6 with Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, 5 with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Fugitive on this day in history. In 1963, The Fugitive first aired on NBC. The American drama series starred David Jansen as Dr. Richard Campbell, a physician who was wrongfully convicted of his wife's murder and sentenced to receive the death penalty. Nominated for 5 Emmy Awards, it won for Outstanding Dramatic Series in 1966 before ending the following year. The mysterious one-armed man, alongside 3-time Emmy-nominated Jansen's understated performance, earned the show a spot on the 2002 TV Guide list of the 50 greatest shows of all time. Typically, The Fugitive was able to attract 2 or more guest stars per episode. Legends from stage and screen like Robert Duvall, Mickey Rooney, Dabney Coleman, Ed Asner, William Shatner, Telly Savalas, Ed Beagley, Jim Klugman, Leslie Nielsen, Kurt Russell, Charles Bronson, Ozzie Davis, Angie Dickinson, Diane Ladd, Hope Lane, Carol Lawrence, Carol O'Connor, Bill Scully, Brenda Vercano, and Tuesday Weld. Also on this day in history, 71 years ago, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner first debuted in the Merry Melodies cartoon called The Fast and the Furious. The duo went on to star in 49 cartoons and theatrical shorts, and in each episode the coyote repeatedly tries to catch and eat the fast-running ground bird but never succeeds. He usually absurdly complex contraptions, often devises from mail-order companies like Acme Corporation, to try to catch his prey, which all comically backfire, leaving the coyote injured in slapstick fashion. Always taking place in the natural habitat of the Southwest American desert, one running gag involved the coyote falling from a cliff. After he goes over the edge, the rest of the scenes shoot from the bird's eye view, showing him falling into a canyon so deep that his figure is eventually lost to sight, except for a dust cloud rising from the canyon floor where he hit, sometimes followed by an anvil. I remember that cartoon as a kid, man. I used to want him to catch that Roadrunner so bad. The characters were created for Runner Brothers, written by Michael Maltese, though dialogue was rarely used except for the signature sound, beep beep. The animation director Chuck Jones, who later created a film and TV series with characters, and also pitted the coyote against Bugs Bunny and more cartoons. Warner Brothers is reportedly developing Coyote vs. Acme into a Wile E. Coyote movie with the Lego Batman movie director Chris McKay. Jones based the coyote on Mark Twain's book Roughing It, in which Twain described the coyote as a long, slim, sick, and sorry-looking skeleton that is a living, breathing allegory of want. He is always hungry. Watch some highlights of the first short film here on YouTube. We'll check that out. Also, on this day in history, in 1787, the final draft of the United States Constitution, a blueprint for how the Nazi government would function, was completed and signed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The framers wisely separated and balanced governmental powers to safeguard liberty and equality. Though it began with the now famous phrase, "We are the people," there are so many disappointed delegates who refused to sign the draft due to certain compromises. The compromises ended with the statement between patriots who favor state rights and nationalists who favor stronger federal powers, and the question of how to apportion for representation in the Congress. Numerous other compromises accommodated the factions, but also led to only 39 of the 55 delegates agreeing to sign the document, the final arbiter of the law in the nation. The Constitution's first 3 words, "We the people," affirm that the government of the United States exists to serve its citizens. The Constitution has been amended 27 times. The first 10, known as the Bill of Rights, protected personal freedoms and restricted government power to meet the challenges of a profoundly changing country. It is the model on which the constitutions of other nations were based. Written on parchment, the original 4 pages are stored and viewable at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Let's check out the Road Runner. Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, look at this. Compliments of YouTube, guys. Thank you, YouTube. That was awesome. Oh my goodness. On this day in history, guys. All right. Thank you for joining Chad Carroll, aka Chico Chad. And I'm here to bring you more good news and more good news. Thank you, Good News Network, for sharing with us. And we will be back to share some more good news.